What's up? All right. Took 717. Well, yo. And Cool Flu 1. RD. What's up, people? What are you up to? It's Desi. Yo. Hey, RD. What's up, Untitled? So, ask me something. Yo. Is the rumors true about Tracy 168? Sad day in the graph game, RIP. I don't know. You telling me that is the first time I'm hearing it right now. I don't know. I know he was pretty well off. Oh, but you guys aren't on my Patreon. I told you, I had mentioned that he's pretty much dying on my Patreon. Yeah, God rest his soul, man. It was a trip. I mean, I don't know. I'll look into it. Yeah, but that's sad. Yeah, wow. Holy shit. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, man. I mean, I'm literally just finding this out now. That's sad, man. I mean, I don't know, you guys trolling me or something, but you get, yeah, that's fucked up. But if you're on Patreon, I was explaining this whole thing when people were getting that Tracy, and I explained it, kind of like been out there from jump, man, created so much stuff. That's sad, yeah. I mean, you can tell my pot, just ouch, yeah. I mean, I myself have died 3 times since the computers have been out. I mean, even after that murder in my apartment there where my brother was living, newspapers said that I was dead. And I brought my son to school and let him run down the block to go to school. PS 183 goes in school. Like, oh my God, I'm speaking to guidance counselors and everything. Like, yo, how did you get to school? He's like, my dad took me to school. I'm like, huh? So a whole bunch of shit. The newspaper put that Robert Dyer was dead. They couldn't find the kid and this and that. The neighbors that live in that building, they know I grew up there. But yeah, that was something, man. I mean, explaining it to the kids, And they're like, well, talking to the school about me not being dead, I walk in there and I tell them. I said, I guess the weirdest thing is that my son's babysitter is now been tried for murder. Like my son's babysitter is now being tried for murder. Like, I mean, that's crazier than me being dead, no? Yeah, but yeah, if Tracy's dead, that'd be fucked up. Let me see. I could probably see that on my son's phone or something like that. That's sad, man. I could probably do it on YouTube, but I don't know. What strain am I smoking? I don't even know the name of it, man. Yeah, that kind of fucked my head up, man. Tracy was good people. Let me see what strain. I mean, they put this weed in all types of bags. King Mochi, Mochi. King Mochi. It's good stuff, man. But, yeah. But wow, yeah, Tracy, man. Crazy stories, man, I've had with him. This is like the 3rd time trade. That's true. It is like the 3rd time. Yo, funny shit. I'll tell you. One of the reasons a lot of people kind of were upset at Tracy 168 is because he had a gallery show. He was opening up and kind of vanished for many years. I mean, he's always been hanging out, but as far as it goes to doing like a graffiti show or something like that, it's unheard of with him. He's doing a show. It's like the night before the show, it's all over. He died. Like, he faked his own death. Yeah, crazy motherfucker. And people got mad at him. I'm like, yo, you see, that's that street shit right there. Like, I laughed. I was like, yeah, fuck that. You go, boy. But, yo, people didn't like him faking his own death. But that's how we roll, man. Ain't no shame in that, man. I'm sorry. But, yeah, if he had passed away, that's fucked up, man. It was my man. Yeah, but this is probably, you're right. Monty and I, 357. Used to do the whole cars with KK. One day we're going to get numbers. I'm going to use my son's phone. I'm going to have you talk. We're going to go on here. Yeah, Monty with the, what is it? The Grand National, right? 1987 Grand National. Yeah, good guy, man. I remember, man. But yeah, Tracy, yeah, that's true. Tracy died probably about 3 times also since the internet's been out. Come to think of it, yeah. So I have to see myself, But yeah, I actually, once again, for you people just logging in, on my Patreon, I actually did a whole episode about that because some people get real nasty with them. Like this MPC. Ever tell you a story about him? I have on here, and I would like to get into it again because I like to poke that bitch every chance I get. And I said this day would come. But in any event, he was putting on all this shit, old Tracy, this, that, and walkers and memes and trolling them and all types of crazy shit. And you had some other people out there too that, I don't know, some shit with artwork or something like that. And, I'm listening to this guy. He starts some page, MPC. Michael Cavallari is his name. He's one of them with the brothers, the Cavallari brothers. You have Keys, MK, and Cavs, all 3 of them. One of them's got a weird eye. It's glass. They made that book, the book that came out from Graffiti to Platform. Anyway, this guy MK is starting up something like exposing rats in the graffiti game and this and that. And like I'm like Tracy and shit. And then he starts saying PK's a drug addict, PK Note. I've known PK Note like since like 1986 or something. And I've done drugs, cocaine and shit, and offered it to him, and he didn't do it. Like PK, I'm like, that's some fucked up shit, Then I get to thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember this MK guy. When I was living up at 728 Coster Street, and you had the Streets Are Saying Things website where you would go on there and people would talk shit. It was a pisser. You had to be there, but people would talk shit back and forth. Cope 2 was on there. I'd be on there, and this MPC. A bunch of people popping shit in strange, weird, fake names. Bet TFV was up in there. A bunch of people. It was fun, man. We'd run each other down and call each other names. They'd go run around all night, crossing each other out and shit. I enjoyed that. But anyway, getting to this MK guy, he was fucking with Cope 2. And me and Cope 2 always exchange words. That's just how we roll. No, I don't have no hard feelings towards Cope 2 at this point in my life. I never really did. I just wish not to associate with the man. But anyway, normal shit with Cope 2 talking about his cock size and his big Puerto Rican cock and all types of crazy shit. It's this guy MK, yo, fuck you, this, that, right? Said Cope 2's like, yo, I'll go to your house and fuck you up. So dude's like, yo, fuck you, MK, yo, you ain't gonna do shit, yo, this, that, blah, blah. So I'd log off the computer and shit, hang out, smoke some weed. My girlfriend's coming home at this point. Melissa, she used to work in SOBs, Sounds of Brazil, down on Varick Street. It's a Brazilian club. She was the head bartender there. Brazilian girl. So, I'm waiting. She comes home and all, this time. So, all of a sudden, the phone rings. And he's like, yo, Cope 2's at my house. This is what he said. Cope 2's at my house. He's with Ovi. He said, they're pounding on my door. They want to fight me downstairs. I think it's like a private house, the way he's talking about this thing. True story. So I'm like, well, that's cool. I'm smoking my shit, hanging out. My house up in the Bronx. At that point, I was living at 728 Costa Street, right up there with Tats Crew. Next block from Tats Crew. Their headquarters is where I was living at this point in my life. So, he's like, yo, Cope 2 and Ovi, they're outside, man. He wants to fight me. This, that. I was like, well, cool, man. You were talking all that shit on the computer and this and that. Yo, go fuck him up, man. He's like, no. I'm going to wait till the cops get here. This is what he told me on the phone. I'm going to wait till the cops get here. I said, what? He said, yeah, I called the cops before I called you. I was like, what? I hung up never supposed to do it again, man, for real. He was like, this, that. But yeah, he ratted on Cope 2. And I'm thinking to myself, so, I make this clear that, like, this guy's talking about exposing people. I'm like, yeah, you got to look in the fucking mirror, buddy. Yeah, he actually called the cops on Cope, too. And you could probably ask Cope, too. He's out there. Ovi don't get along with Cope, too, no more. But, yeah, this is going back a while. You can ask either one of them. They'll ask him, you ever go in front of MK's house? Cops ever show up? Maybe they got out of there before then. I don't know. I just wish not to know that dude either. But then later on, yeah, that guy's got a weird sense of humor. He likes to lie, like make up weird shit, like memes and stupid shit. And, like I was saying about PK being a drug addict and this and that. I'm like, honestly, I've gotten high in front of PK. I've actually bummed money off PK so I can continue to get high. And no, that's not him. No. None of them dudes out in Queens, really. Like I've said before, Ken, me, yeah, we do a couple of lines, Coke or something like that. Rost also, but the rest of them dudes, nah, man, they were all straight arrows, man. They're straight on up. Yeah, they're all straight arrows, man. They're young too, man. Robbing, ripping, and robbing, man. All them cats from Astoria were no joke. But yeah, that's interesting. I said that in my Patreon. You'll see all of the people. I could come clean and tell now, because all the people that talk shit about that man, they're now going to come out and act like he was their best friend. And they're all going to come up with these drawings that they do for Tracy in his honor. Then they're going to try and sell them to you for outrageous amounts of fucking money. But let me tell you something, man. I remember the conversations didn't take place not too far ago. I'll just rewatch my Patreon that I did. It'll refresh my memory very well. Because believe me, man, a lot of people were real dirty with that dude, just like they were with my man Stay High 149. One thing I'll say, Fade, the guy I was talking shit about, Fade AA, was very good friends with Stay High. Stay High was hanging out with that dude all the time. He was really a good friend to Stay High 149. It's probably the only good thing I could say about that fucking Fade guy. He's been dying for 30 years like Hyman Roth. But anyway, I don't want to sit here talking shit all day, especially if Tracy had passed away. I could definitely tell you some funny fucking stories about him. Yeah, Untitled. Tracy also was rumored to have died in 2012. I believe that's the one I was just discussing. You were one of the first people that logged on, so you probably heard me. Yeah, 2012 is when he was having that graffiti show, and he figured if he faked his death, that his artwork will sell. I mean, he actually did wind up in the hospital. He was fucked up. He was in the hospital over here. He actually was fucked up, but he wasn't dead. He was in the hospital for a week or two at that point in his life. I remember that, but he hadn't passed away. He just went silent on his phone. And people know he went to the hospital, so he kind of let them roam their own minds, and he didn't really do anything to stop the thought. Also, do you have more pictures of your old graph? Yeah, on Instagram, I have a lot. I have so much shit just buried here and even in storage and stuff. But on my old Instagram account, I don't even remember what it's called, man, or if it's even up. A girl hacked it. This girl I was hanging out with hacked it. I mean, I got the information back on one of them. But no, that's one. There's another one also. I had one that I was using for my vandalism. There's stuff that I was doing illegally. And that one got hacked. And then I have one that I was doing just my artwork on, where it's like canvases and paintings and stuff like that. I tried to separate the two by having two accounts. Now, the vandalism one got hacked. And the second one, I don't know, I forgot what password or whatever, and I just couldn't log back into it. So now I just got my one. But if you go into those, you'll see, I had a lot of old stuff on there. just about everything I could find. Like if I, it's on there. I might have more stuff here, just different angles of that stuff, or some other things here and there, but that's about it. All right, where were we here now? I don't know for sure, but he died in 2021, and then I think he also died in 2018. No, it was 2012. I remember. That's when I was hanging out with Min. I was hanging out with Min a lot in 2012. I remember that's when it was. I've heard you talk about MK getting worse. Yeah, actually, I don't want to sit here going on and on and on about the guy. The dude's a dickhead, man. MK's a dickhead. And believe me, he's one of them people that was talking mad shit about fucking Tracy, man. Mad shit about him, man. Yeah, he was making fake posts of him, like in a walker. And I mean, he actually was in a walker, and he was in an old people's home. He literally, he was fucked up. Yeah. I mean, that's sad. I mean, at one point, but he was having it good. He had no real overhead. He would stay in a storage unit. He'd go and take a shower and stuff like that. Yeah. Like off the Bruckner, is it? One of them highways. I went up there once. That little room, there's a little cooler there. There's a little refrigerator, a little cot, laptop, little area to paint and draw. He's like, yeah, it's like $250 or something. Sell a canvas, as your fucking rent, But that was a long time ago. Yeah, let me picture your old graph. All right, where are we here? Monty, I grew up with PK. He never, Monty and I would know. He knew PK longer than I did. They grew up together. They knew each other like how me and Sammy knew each other. Yeah, we grew up together. He never did drugs, ever. He never, ever drank. He drinks now. A couple of us would do coke, smoke the bazooka right in front of PK. He never judged us. But that's what I'm saying. Like, for this fucking asshole, MPC, to go on there talking that shit about PK, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that dude's like, wow. Like, to sit there, I mean, wow. I was like, yo, that's like the craziest shit. Back then, most of them dudes were like fucking health nuts. Well, not really. I mean, health in the 80s, it really didn't even exist. I mean, drinking Coca-Cola and shit like that. It's not like people are all vegetarians or something like that, watching their calorie intake. It's like when TV dinners were invented and shit like that, Fucking microwave, MTV and shit. But yeah, that's sad if poor Tracy 168, man. Yeah. Yeah, I go way back with that dude, man. Yeah. You know how many rest in peace walls he did? I remember even reading a newspaper article about that shit, man. I forget what page it was, like the Post or something like that when I was in work in the 90s. Yeah. When I was living up in Kingsbridge, I used to hang out with him a lot. And Raymond Blade, not the graffiti writer Blade. This guy was not the Savage Skulls. Savage Nomads, I think it was, or something. I mean, from the 70s. He's older now, but he still rocks his vest and stuff like that. Savage Nomads, I think it was. Raymond. He went by Blade. And he was with us when we did that wall, McCory's. Yo, they messed up your wall. But the wall on the McCory's off of Jerome in like 198th Street, I was with them. That's after John had passed away. And he wrote RD357 LIVE in it with the man on the Silver Mountain, the Led Zeppelin album with the candle, the lantern. The old man on the Silver Mountain with the lantern and the nightstick, like the shepherd stick. Well, Tracy painted that there. I was with him when he did that. Yeah. And he did a Tracy piece. I remember a lot of blues and yellows. I don't think he threw an outline on that. I mean, what are you going to do about outlines? So that's what people are doing, outlines and shit. They make it all folding, like cycling them out in the Fun Factory in Queens. Yeah. I was like, man, looks crabby, bro. I think he threw a true blue out. Like, well, but he did that whole shit. Each cube was a different square, but all I can remember is the man on the Silver Mountain. I think he did like a Catwoman thing too. It looked like Jim Lee's Wildcats, but it wasn't. I think it had like fangs, wild hair, and spots all over it. It was like a female. Like it looked like some sexy anime chick. Yo, Tracy was a bug out, man. That dude's painted a lot, man. What about the fucking Charles Bronson he did over there near that was it Seatown? Yeah, that was a couple of blocks over from where I lived too. Back then, yeah. Yeah, that's sad, man. You guys got me all fucked up here, thinking, he's killed over, man. If he ain't dead, man, I'm gonna be pissed at you people for fucking with me, man. I'm gonna remember you guys talking this shit too, I'm like an elephant when it comes to shit like this, man. All right, now MKCNA. No, that's a different dude. That's a real motherfucker right there. Meek, MEEK. No, different guy. No, don't get that shit twisted. No, different cat, man. That's a real motherfucker. Meek, that's the real MK. Man, actually, that dude up in the Bronx tries to take recognition would be the word for the Meek from downtown out in Brooklyn, I believe. Yeah, that dude, he'll fuck you up, man. Meek. Yeah, I met him a few times, man. Yeah, he like bass almost. Yeah, like John Bass, FMD type dude. Yeah, man, that dude fuck you up, man. Meek, man. MK, different cat, man. Yeah, that dude's official. That's true. Alto's Pizza, 100%, man. And actually, the MK MPC from up in the Bronx talks shit about this guy and does the same to him too. Tracks him and hounds him, this, that. And it's like, the fuck? Like, you ain't, like I said, that MK, he didn't even do them pieces, man. Come on. Shame 125th did that shit, man. You could see, like, Shame's always been dope. All of a sudden, that dude, he doing all these amazing MK pieces. And then all of a sudden, like, nowadays, he do shit that sucks. Past 20 years, he got worse. What, do you have a heart attack or something? Fuck out of here, man. It's like that Fade guy. Fade. Official. Yeah, Monty, most it was me, Ross, and Ken, but hardly anyone else in Queens crew did drugs. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. We were really all about making that money and whatever else could come. I remember that, man. Even KK, all them dudes, man. Y'all are on no drugs, man. Matter of fact, we'd be the ones getting high. And y'all would just get your money and go back to Queens and shit, man. And fuck yeah, man. Yeah, y'all were making a killing out there in them streets, man. Big money, man. I remember that shit, man. Yeah, 405 radio, $100 each, man. $500, boom, a couple of hours, man. $1,000, 2,000, yeah. Big money, man. You remember Mike Tyson's Lamborghini Jeep? I remember that shit. We wind up, I actually, the fur coat for that shit was, it went to Andrew Lace, the female coat. He gave it to his girl. And somehow I bought it off them and gave it to, or I bought it back from him and gave it to my girl. It became my wife. And she had that shit straight on up until it even got ripped. She got in a fight in a bar once. And that shit got ripped. Yeah, I remember that shit. We had a bunch of pictures of Mike Tyson. They were all signed and shit. I was in front of Don King's brownstone, right up the block from my mother's house. I remember that shit. Lamborghini Jeep. Yeah. First time we ever saw him. Fucking Jaja. It's like, I forget who it was, man. I forget, man. One of them was actually looking at this Lamborghini Jeep, just admiring it. Like, wow, that's a Lamborghini. The year it came out or something. As I do it, it's like, I'll just, you hear, and then you see John's feet. Like, he was already in. We're like, you fucked it up. Like, it's like, oh, man. It's like, wow, look. Oh, shit. Oh, John was the best, man. Oh, that shit is crazy, man. Oh, man. Do I ever want to start catching ups again? I'm done with graffiti. I mean, I know what in July, like I said, I relapsed a little bit. 2 weeks I took off. The whole city's abuzz, like, oh my God, this, that. I mean, that's just how I roll, you know. People, oh, I just saw this, I just saw that. It's already like old, you know. I go out for 2 weeks, and I mean, imagine me doing that for a couple months or something, or a year straight. Y'all couldn't hang with it. Man. You see, I've been out there, man, out there a long fucking time, and I know right now it's straight up a green light. It's a green fucking light, man. People themselves, even if a human being sees you, then hey, you stop it. Them motherfuckers are just trying to get home without having a problem, man. Believe that, man. It's easy peasy. It's no game. It's too easy. Shooting fish in a barrel. I sin. Yep. Everyone posting saying R.I.P. Tracy, Scheme, TMT, Graffiti Champ, and Cat all said, yeah, well, Scheme said it, then yeah, he don't get caught up in all that rumor shit, starting stupid shit. So if Scheme said it, yeah, definitely, yeah. Graph Champs, yeah. You know, I caught that show the other day with my boys from uptown there, TDO and them, yeah, Joves, Aver, Acer, Doc, all them guys, yeah, it was a good one, man. Yeah, R.I.P. Tracy. Yeah, that's fucked up, man. You want to see what I'm looking at? Like, yo, yeah, that's heartbreaking. Well, yo, you saw my episode before, but yeah, well, you know what I got right here, right? And like, I don't want to take it off the wall. I'll just go like this. Look at that shit, right? Whitney Museum of American Art. There's not many arts that were actually created in America, right? Other than graffiti. And every time I say that, people say, "Oh no, the Sphinx and Egypt and this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, man, we're talking about people that like bombed and got up." You know? Shit, where we at here? Graph also, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Graph Champs and Cat. Yeah, I guess Cat. Yeah, those guys, they get the information. I mean, he owns a graffiti museum. If he don't know about it, who does, right? Fabio's coat, yeah. You know, Untitled, you know you're deep in when you call it relapse. Alto's Pizza, Zebra doesn't change its stripes. R.I.P. Tracy, rest in peace. Yeah, Tracy 168, heartbreaking shit, man. Rest in peace, man. Alto's Pizza. I know who you are now. Once you said that, I know exactly who you are. There's only a few people in the room, right? With me, Rum, you, Tracy 168, right? I remember that. I was getting high, right? Ooh, yeah, D Wildstyle, rest in peace, man. Yeah, Tracy now, if he really passed away. No, TB. Do you plan on doing a Tracy tribute piece or throw up of respect? No, I never do that for anyone. And the only time I ever did that was for JJ 357 back in the late '80s when he had passed away in a motorcycle accident. And the reason I did that is because I had the paint in my house, and he had started doing this big, huge JJ on 60th and 61st Street off the lower deck of the 59th Street Bridge on the side of a building that used to be behind a parking lot. But now it's not a parking lot no more. They actually squeezed the building in there. And right there, they did a big JJ. I never got to finish it. So me and I can name people. Rocky was which is Jamie Rocky, Slater, Danny Smith, The Bonets, Dave and Danny Bonet. I think the Browns, Tommy and Danny. Chalks was there. Raul was there. Everyone. We were all there. There were about 20 of us there. I think the cops even went by and didn't fuck with us. I remember that. And the guy actually let it stay on the wall. The cops even went by and looked, like, because we used to, like, yo, whenever there was problems, they'd come down to the park. Like, come on, guys. Like, they knew exactly if there was something that went wrong around there, they knew where to go and who to find. You know, and even the cops were like, damn, yeah, I hear you on that one. Like, they didn't fuck with us. All right, what else do I have here? But yeah, it's the only tribute I ever done. On a wall, it actually would be on scene on the streets. Now, as far as it goes with the MTA and the clean train movement, we wrote people that had passed away's names on trains. Just we were out having fun, fucking around, doing whole car or something like that. Down under Tishman every so often. Every couple of years, me and Lace, a few other people, you know, just have a couple of cans laying around. Someone gets an outline, an idea. Normally it's Lace. Actually, always Lace. He sits there dweedling around with a pen or a pencil and stuff. Comes up with a cool way to do someone's name that's dead or something like that. It's, yo, let's do that. And the plan is hatched. We get the paint, go and do it. That hasn't happened for about 10 years, maybe even more, maybe even 15 years. That hasn't happened. No. Yeah, about 10 years. Because, well, we did it the year the Expendables came out, because that's also the year we did the 2 and the 5, that outdoor station. So, yeah, whatever year that was, that the first movie, the Expendables, came out. Yeah, because he wrote Expendables in the E there, and I remember like the week after that or the week before that, we did a whole car on a train. First week that Durango was in Florida, I got Fib STM and Texer fuss on it. That's good shit. PK Kid. Yeah, you know, I was just looking through that video footage. I was gonna, you know, I have it on my Patreon, right, of me on it, and I was just gonna put that on my regular YouTube. I was just gonna make it, instead of unlisted, you know, make it public so everyone could see that. But instead, I went with my closet, you know, cleaning out my closet. But yeah, a lot of people, yo, check out my Patreon, man. All right, Untitled. Does JA still get around? I'm not from New York. I just take interest in the graph scene. I personally, with my 2 eyes, have not seen a JA tag. Maybe 10 years. No, not a tag. I saw a tag, but I don't know. Well, one person's dead, but he said the tags on the mailboxes, he wasn't doing them. That someone else was doing them. The Bet TFV. But I don't know. That's when we had beef. And I don't know what happened with that. But I don't know. Honestly, he fell off in the 90s. Last time, I guess when he went to California, he never really came back after that. Well, like 97. And I mean, not, you know, at a level that I'd say is worth mentioning. I mean, he'll come out and he'll be like, all right, during the pandemic, actually, no, but I didn't see that with my own eyes. If we're talking about my own eyes, yeah. But that can mean I'm just sitting in my room all day and night, right, for years on end. But obviously I wasn't, because I was up all over the fucking place. So yeah, I could tell you on Instagram, I saw pictures of stuff in subway stations during the pandemic. He would do like bunch of fill-ins at Subway, him and 2 or 3 other people. They'd take out the whole side of the subway station. They make sure they get it on footage, and they give it to people that have a lot of followers to post it on Instagram and stuff like that. Other than that, on like 23rd Street and First Avenue, there was a 7-Eleven there, and there's a silver JA done with like a little silver marker about this big, and I don't know. It's probably been there for about 4 years now. Other than that, I haven't seen them up for decades. Yeah, I do travel around. I would have to write my graffiti, right? I don't know. Am I wrong? People from New York, chime in. You know, chime in. Guys from New York are here. When's the last time you honestly stood in front of a JA tag? You know. All right, where else were we? 17. Yeah, all right. So here we go. CX Rain X Infinite Finite or whatever. I'm sorry, fucking your name up. That Tracy thing's kind of hurt my feelings. It's almost like I want to just log off, man. But let's go through this. JA did some floaters with Giz and 17. The last I seen, that's been a couple of years now. That's probably what I'm talking about. They did like a little wave during the pandemic, right? But is that the stuff you saw with your own eyes, or was it on Instagram? You know? Ever been to the abandoned buildings on the northern Brother Island in East River? I never even heard of Brother Island. Hart Island? I've been all through Governor's Island, been all through Queens, over there all along the water, Roosevelt Island. Yeah, I've been explored all them islands. I honestly never heard of this Brother Island. North Brother Island. Is that one? I ain't even been to the Governor's Island, the one across from the Ellis Island. I was over there setting off fireworks with D3, and we almost got locked up. All right, now the abandoned buildings. I've been to the abandoned buildings way back on Ward's Island, and I've been to the ones on Roosevelt Island, the mental institution that's there, and the hospitals. And we used to play in the hospital. Me, Barron, Timmy, Barron. We used to play in those hospitals. Even me, Eddie Bannick, Omar, crazy Omar. We'd go over there, man. Just take the tramway over and fuck around and go screwing around. I remember before the tramway even existed. That tramway was built in like 77 or 76 or something. Yeah, I remember before the tramway was even there. Damn, I'm getting old, man. I've been in a band. Patrick Guitar saw some JA stuff, the Deegan around Lomas. Yeah. Oh, recent or yeah, so see that's people he's answering. So yeah, he's been around. The next thing JA got fresh new highway spots with Mister by Target on 225th Street on the downtown side of the highway. See? Well, there you go. Yeah, he is up. I personally don't see it. He doesn't really. Then again, no one really fucks around. You know, like Manhattan, it's just like all I would have to say nowadays, as sad as it is, it's just all like hipster writers, except for Sanfor. He's out there keeping it real. Sav and them, you know, all the Lower East Side guys. What generation is Poison 106 from? All right, this is TL saying this. What generation is Poison 106 Street from? He's an older fella. He's I don't know. You know, I can't honestly say that he's rode on the trains. It's been around for a while, but that dude's a fucking nut job. Bottom line, you know, the nut job. Poison 106. Yeah, he's a nut. He's like I don't know. He looks very you would say like them Peruvian dudes that play the flutes in the subway station. You know, I mean, not to be disrespectful, but yeah, like a real like Indian, real long hair from like Peru or something. But he's fucking batshit crazy, that dude, man. I just he writes on my trucks too. I just ignore it. Dude's a fucking nut. Like, that's one of them dudes you wind up with a fucking knife hanging out your chest or something. Like, he's not all there mentally. Matter of fact, this guy Kane, GFY, go fuck yourself, had went over him on my monster face truck that he went over me. Well, he actually, I liked how he did it because it was a spot of my D, because I don't do legal stuff. So there was a spot of my D that wasn't really filled in as solid as the rest of it. And he had like a purple and he fit it right in, poison. You know, it's got a nice hand style. It looks old school as fuck. He fitted that shit right in there. It looked perfect. I'm like, oh, that's hot, man. He fixed my shit up and he wrote war. You know, I was like, that's cool, man. I mean, it's just a filling on a truck. It was a monster face. It's green. It's all over the Instagram. You could see the picture I'm talking about. But yeah, he went over, and I mean, I know the guy. Like I said, he's fucking nuts. You know, I got tags of him on that shirt, that jacket, Carhartt, the MTA jacket. Yeah. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, he went over and wrote war. I'm like, damn, I was just hanging out with him like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, we were just sitting there talking to each other like 2-3 weeks ago. Like, hey, what's up, Rob? Hey, how's it going? I'm like, fuck. He's a nut. That dude's fucking bad shit crazy. That's the bottom line, honestly. So I don't even question it about him. I actually, like I said, I liked how he actually wrote in that one spot on my D. He didn't go over any of my outline or anything like that. In the green, he put a tag like maybe this big. Poison 106th Street. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. He fixed my shit. Now I don't got to run around fucking following his truck all over the city to spray this green in it. I'm like, cool. The next time I see a truck, it's all fucking like Kane, GFY, go fuck yourself. Clear? Kane 357, Kane, GFY, go fuck yourself. This, oh man, he rode with that fat cap, like, you know, like the big pounds. It's like, yo, Kane, you know, that's my boy. But you know, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Sounds like a big X with a fat cap. Kane right across. I'm like, oh, it looks like Kane got beef with me or some shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, yo, I'm like, yo, dude, what the fuck you doing to my truck, man? Kane's like, nah, man, fuck that dude. I'm like, yo, it's like, fuck me, man. You dog my shit, bro. I was tight, man. I was like, yo, you fucked my shit up, man. He's like, yo, man, I was like, ain't got nothing to do with you, Rob. That dude went over my shit, man. Well, fuck him. I'm like, I hear you, man. My poor RD and shit. Oh, fuck. You know, I'm over there scratching, man. You know, shit. Yeah, I don't got it like you guys, man. I'm out there scratching what little shit I can get, man. Yeah, I gotta go through this shit, man. Yeah, Kane, man. Kane, man. Yeah, funny shit, man. But yeah, that's the best I can tell you about Kane. I mean, Poison. Kane's my boy. I've known him. He know everyone around here. He used to hang out with the Albanians, everyone. Kane's from here, this neighborhood. Kane, GFY, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna fucking tear shit up too, King. And that was funny. I'm like, oh, like I'm over here just trying to squeeze off on a fucking truck, man. Another one too. Who is it? Cash RFC. Got one of my trucks. I went back over, but then he hit me up in the bottom and he fixed his truck. It's like I'm sitting out there. I swear I'm like on fucking Broadway or some shit down in the 20s. I'm like this. I'm like, it's like, yo, just I can't keep saying this to you, but yo, I actually put videos of me doing trucks when I relapsed, and yeah, it's almost the same, but down on Broadway, it's a lot more busy. I'm literally like, I'm hiding behind like bushes and shit, like trees and shit. I'm like becoming one with the fucking landscape. Hide behind garbage cans and shit. Okay, I come out and I'm like, the cops come by. I'm like, oh shit. Like literally like one line, and it's like, here comes some drunk fucking asshole that's probably going to play hero. You know, it's that. All right, I would have my dog with me, so it does look like I'm just walking my dog. I just put the can under my armpit. So, yo, it's literally like touch and go. You're like, someone's coming. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, they're going to smell the spray paint. Let me walk a little bit. All right, no one's around. Someone's coming. Like, yo, the whole fucking truck. It's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours just to do a fucking, you know, well, I do the whole side. You can see how I do it. But yeah, fucking do a stupid fucking truck. Something if no one would bother me, I'd be done in 20 minutes. You know, and I'm sitting there like, oh, this looks like fucking bullshit. I do it in like 2-3 weeks later, fucking RFC cash. Does the shit legally. I see pictures of them sitting there, milk crates and shit like that. Yeah. I'm like, yo, that's oh, ain't that my truck? Yeah, they're sitting there like doing it legally in broad daylight. Yeah, they got their shorts on and shit. They're fucking drinking soda. I'm like, wow, that sucks, man. I was pissed. I went over them. I was like, yo, this, that. Then Kes 5 started going over him. And he gets in touch with me. Oh, this, that. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with Kes 5, man. I ain't telling him to go over you or nothing like that. That's between you and Kes 5. Yeah, I asked Kes 5, like, why are you going over him, man? He's like, nah, he went over your truck. Let's get my truck. I can't fucking win, man. Like, yeah, man, my shit just, yeah, people got no respect. It's like Rodney Dangerfield, RD, right? Now, where we at here? Almost drowned me in St. John's Pool. Altos. Omar almost drowned me in St. John's Pool, yeah. Omar, man. He used to write O-M. And he used to write Omar. Way back. That was probably one of my first friends I hung out with because he lived on my block. So originally it was me, Omar, Chris Carmuso from 61st Street. He was like 10 years old, 9 years old or something. And Dova, believe it or not, Dova. Because Dova used to hang out on 57th, 58th. He lived in the building of Alexander's. And he would hang out with the Bondis, Matt, Joe, and Jessica Bondi. One of them became a judge, actually, downtown. The courts, the criminal court building. Who else? Eddie Bannock, also, because he was from like 64th, 65th Street. And then after that area, started hanging out 68th Street Park. Then from there, I was hanging out, and all the older guys there were kind of like drug addicts. They were addicted to heroin and shit like that, most of them. And no, didn't look too cool. So I bumped into Joey Mavroidis. Started hanging out with him for a while. Then his brother, Chucky Mavroidis. Joey Mavroidis, and then into motorcycles and stuff like that. And from there, I was, boom, John Jay Park. That's where I was hanging out. I don't know where I was going with this. So it almost drowned me in St. John's Pool. St. John's Pool? I'm trying to think where St. John's is. You mean John Jay? That's the pool on 77, 76. So, yeah, that would be Omar early on, man. Omar, he bounced early, too. He was out Manhattan. He was ripping it up through Jersey, man. Yeah, criminal, man. That dude was wild. Good old Omar. He used to do OM fill-ins, and he wrote Omar. I remember that's before Omni. That's before Omni even existed. And that's before Omar Swatch even existed, too. Or anyone heard about Omar Swatch. That's a different Omar. It's Omar Rodriguez. So, yeah, we all lived on the same block. And Louis Cabrero, also. Louis Cabrero. He lived at 301 East 62nd Street. Omar was 342, and I was 344 East 62nd Street. Yeah. And Dover was on 58th Street. Then later, it was Ross Deneos, and them was bumping into them. But that's already when I met everyone in John Jay Park. And those are guys started RFC. But, yeah, I forget where I was going with that. Just going down memory lane. I'm still thinking about Tracy, man. That's some fucked up shit, man. Brian and Marty. Colleran, right? Marty. Brian, Marty Colleran. Yeah. Margaret Colleran. Peggy Colleran. I know the Collerans. Yeah, John Jay Park in a swimming pool. .401 East 68th Street. Yeah, you know who lived in that building too? But it's probably after you moved out and went downtown. Jimmy Jensen. He was a friend of my brother's. He later went to Venice Beach, I think, California. Last I heard from him, he was on death row over there. California, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy Jensen. Herman Pacelli. Those were my brother's friends. Silvio Pacelli, Anthony Pacelli. Those were the shoemakers' kids, the Pacellis. Their father owned the shoemaking store, a little Italian hole-in-the-wall place there. The father would hobble shoes. Herman was like a bodybuilder. They all were, actually. Silvio became an ambulance driver. Herman, a big bodybuilder guy. Anthony, I don't know whatever happened to Anthony. I remember he got the shit slapped out of me. Around the 4th of July, my father was coming in. He's like, "Oh, tell your farmer you want some money for some Trojans." And I was like, "What's that?" You know, they're condoms. And I was like 8 years old or some Trojans. Condom fireworks. I was like, okay. So I'm like, "Dad, I want money for some Trojan condoms." Leo, what the fuck? I ran back over to Anthony Pacelli. Oh, what the fuck? I mean, he was probably about 4 or 5 years older than me. He would crack it up, man. Let's see who else. Pharrell's Limo. I remember the Jensen name on the mailbox. Yeah, and there was the sister too. It was the father, the daughter, and the son. I forget the sister's name. Gina. And she was in PS183 too with me, actually. The sister. Jenny, that's it. Yeah, Jenny Jensen. Jennifer Jensen. Yeah, she was in PS183 with me. Then you had Sergio that they killed on 79th Street, York Avenue. Actually, First Avenue, the drugstore. And that Sergio actually killed Yes's father. You know, Yes that writes Yes, P-O-W. Yeah, that guy actually in a malt shop. Yeah, 60. They owned a shop there, 61st or something like that. Yes, and Chris Riggs for mayor. Yeah, their father got shot by Sergio. And then, like, 8 months later, Sergio gets shot in the head on 79th Street. They're from Queens. They write with K-R-T, P-O-W. Yeah. Sergio. He had Stevie Stolstag. He had Budva. Yeah. Lorraine Splaney, a bunch of people. Well, Lorraine Splaney, too. I was in school with her, and then her younger sister, Kate. I was in the 4th grade with Lorraine, Monique Manchaco. She went to prison. Very beautiful girl. She went to prison for like 20 fucking years. And she got out, murdered someone else, and went back in. And that's the last I heard, seriously. I believe she murdered I forget what it was. Well, yeah, she was a beautiful girl, man. She was very pretty. I was attracted to her. Yeah, that would be like my childhood crush. Match made in heaven, right? She run around murdering people. Yeah, man. Wow. And then you had Jamie Lee, Lorraine Splaney, Courtney, but she was younger. Courtney had passed away too. And she used to hang out with Katie Splaney, Courtney. Yeah, Courtney, she passed away. I don't think they still figured out. Last I heard, like, with her out in Brooklyn or something, she died. Crazy world, man. So many people. I'm trying to think. Elizabeth, hey, do you remember, Elizabeth Hurricane? Liz Hurricane? That was like the first lesbian ever, man. Tell me no. Yo, that bitch, she would be rocking in basketball. I mean, I wasn't into sports, but I ain't gonna lie, she beat me up, man. That girl beat my fucking ass. And she had skates on. I'm going to get Sammy on here, man. He'll put that shit on. That girl beat my fucking ass. And she had the skates. This is before the rollerblades came out. There was 4 wheels. Yeah, she came up on me. I was puking and flying all over the place. I was like, man. She beat my ass. Yeah, that was back in the days, man. For real. A Liz Hurricane, they used to call her. Yo, she go up to Harlem with that shit too on them skates, and she'll play basketball with the dudes, man. Yo, it's blonde hair girl with blue eyes, and Sarah. I still see. Well, I haven't seen Sarah's sister in a while. Sarah, heavy, portly set woman. She was going out wild. My man Wild wrote Wild. Will. Yeah, she was going out with him. I think they might have been married for a while, but I haven't seen either one of them for a while. But yeah, Liz Hurricane, man. Big old Liz Hurricane. She wasn't big, man. She looked like Chuck Norris with no beard. Or like, you know the rifleman? With Chuck Connors. Yeah. You know Chuck Connors, the rifleman. He also played that movie, The Mad Bomber, and that's pretty much it. I believe his brother, which is a friend of my mother's, would be Cardinal O'Connor. Yeah, Chuck Connors. That's what she looked like. If Chuck Connors grew long blonde hair to about here and cut that shit like that. But yeah, that was the first dyke I ever met in my life, man. It had to be. Yeah, I bet you, yeah. I bet you she got all types of color hair now and shit, man. She's probably out there fucking and setting it off. For real. She meant what? She always had like pads on her shit and like fucking Bruce Jenner type shit here. You know, like remember pump up, lift it up, the fucking dance videos. What do they call them? Shit's like the warm-up suits, like Jane Fonda. Yeah, that's what that chick would be into, man. And like, yo, yeah, she beat the fuck out of me, man. I don't even know what I did, man. I think I was feeding the pigeons or some shit. She came over and just hauled off on me, man. And she had skates on, kicking me in the stomach and everything. I was puking it. Yo, Sammy was there, man. Yo, for real, I was like 13 years old. She was like my age, too. She was maybe a year older, if even. Yeah, who knows that? Let me see. Do you remember Liz Hurricane beating my ass? Yo, you remember her, right? Liz Hurricane. I hope that bitch became a dope fiend. Fuck that. Goddamn carpet muncher. For real. Tell me no. Yo, Liz Hurricane. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Yo, I remember that, man. Liz Hurricane. Yo, Sal, is it true? I see Crook is in there. Is it true that Tracy really passed away? Damn, the first I heard about that is on here. I come on here. Everyone's telling me. First off, yo, what's up, Crook? Good to see you on here, man. I heard Tracy had passed away on here. Like, when I went on, everyone's telling me. I'm like, wow. I just found out if that's the case, man. You know how I feel about that. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. But yeah, man, Liz Hurricane beat my ass. I'm trying to think who else was in that park back there. Scully. Stustack also. Stevie Stustack. Yeah. He was a muscular dude, too. Always hopping around. I remember seeing him, man. He was beating the fuck out of a cab driver. He took all the cab driver's money. He was peeling the guy's coat off him. Peeling his coat off the guy as the cops are pulling up. Pulling like fucking with the guy. And he rips that shit off him and he runs. Oh, the cops go, they actually hit him and just threw him in the back seat. Yeah, he was dope sick, man. That shit was wild. I remember that shit. Yeah. That's Studstack, Stevie Studstack from downtown. You also have a family of Studstacks uptown, like up near Isaacs, and that's a different Studstack family. It's spelled different. Then you had Stutsky. Who remembers Stutsky? Well, I'm only talking to a few people. You had Stutsky and what's the other one? Brett and Joaquin. And then over there, Central Park, you had them dudes. Well, no, that would too also be around 68. Rauscher, Big James Rauscher. He used to write graffiti too. Ben. Did a lot of stick-ups with Ben. Yeah. Man, Ben had long blonde hair. Used to listen to rock and roll all the time. Played guitar. Hung out in a coffee shop on the corner. Me and him used to rock. Me, him, D3, and Eddie Bannock, man. We used to rob people straight up. But he died too, Ben. He died. He was older than us. He was the one that had the gun. Yeah, we were probably 14 to 16 maybe, and he was probably already 18, 19. Yeah, 45, man. Dude, run around with a 45. Pull that shit up. Imagine a little kid with a 45. You're going to do what that motherfucker says. You know, okay, little guy. Fuck yeah. Calm down, little guy. Whoa. 45. Yeah, Ben, man. Rauscher. Then you had this, not this, Spaljeric, right? Jerry Spaljeric. And his brother, I can't remember, man. They were good, man. They were like karate experts, them motherfuckers. And that's before that shit was even a thing, man. I remember Jerry. I can't remember the brother's name. Of course, Mike McCann, Liam McCann, the McCanns. Yeah, a wild bunch too. Yeah, Pace and his brother, the Paolis, Andrew Pace, Andrew Paoli. Brian Paoli was the older brother. Hung out with Georgie. Yeah. I could go through it all. I'm hearing that. All right, so Sal Crook, my friend Crook, I would believe what he says. He knows Tracy. I'm hearing that as well. I made a few calls earlier and was told it may be true. I hear TK, who looked up to Tracy, sent his condolences. 97% could be true. He passed September 3rd in hearing. A 97 precinct could be true. He passed September 3rd. I'm hearing. Well, he was living in like an old people's home or an assistant living facility would be the term. Quite nice. Yeah, that would be the way I would word it. Like not an old person's home, but someone that was like disabled. Yeah. Because he was getting like gout and shit like that in his feet. His legs were swelling up and stuff, but that's sad. I was just getting into that too, Sal. On my Patreon, I was just mentioning because when people are talking shit about it, I blew up all their names. And I said it, man. I said, yo, man, that dude's dying. I was like, he's fucking dying. And I'm going to remember each and every one of these motherfuckers that talked that shit and did all them fake fucking memes about this shit. I'm like, yo, let me watch one of them motherfuckers come out and come up with a Tracy drawing that they did. Oh, look, I did this tribute to Tracy. You want to buy it? I'm like, you let one of them motherfuckers come out. I'll punch them in the fucking face, man. That's some bullshit. For real. I said that too. All these people, just like with Stay High, man. All these people, oh yeah, this, that. They treated Stay High like shit. Yeah, I remember them kicking him in his ass and stuff like that, trying to sell little canvases and stuff in the Hall of Fame there. I'm like, yo, man, got in fights over it, actually, for him, trying to, defending the guy. It was horrible, man. And then once he passed away, the same people would Stay High 149. Same exact people. All of a sudden, oh, Stay High. Oh, that was my man, yo. You don't understand. I love that dude, man. This, that. I did this tribute, man. I drew this for Stay High, man. Yo, I drew this for Stay High, man. Yo, you want to buy it? Like, yo, it's crazy, man. I'm like, yo, man, watch that shit happen, man. I mentioned that shit too, man. I really did. In my picture, I said, mark this day. I swear to God. I said, mark this fucking day. And that was when that whole shit was popping off and all them people on the internet talking shit. I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. I've seen my son come here with like 7 or 8 of his friends with skateboards. And Tracy would sit here and draw on each and every fucking one of their skateboards, man. You know what I mean? Like he would sit there like for hours and just do that. Like all this stuff here, like I'm actually offering him money and he got offended. Like, come on, Rob, man. What the fuck? I'm like, dude, man. He's like, nah. And then all the people acting like you trying to rob them. Get the fuck out of here. That was the most humblest human being ever, man. Yo, that's the bottom line, man. That's some crazy shit that people would go there like that and turn around, just try and smear his name. Even that guy, MPC. Like I just went through the whole big story about him. You guys could go back. He's one of them dudes that was doing that. You watch, oh, poor Stay High. Oh, in memorial to him and this and that. And trying to make money, man. Bunch of fucking frauds, man. It's heartbreaking. Me too. Tracy and Stay High, the real godfathers of graph. And the 2 greatest legends of graffiti, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the shit, man. Like Tracy said, man, this shit was like a lifestyle, man. That dude's like my guru, man. Like, for real. That shit is like a lifestyle. It's a way of life. That's the difference, that I really try to explain on here. Like you got people, or actually Crook had put it best to me when he told me what BT had said. You have lots of people that write graffiti, but very few of them are actually graffiti writers. Crook had told me BT had said that. Last time I was speaking to him, conversation pretty much came up to something else. And he said, yeah, BT said it like this. It couldn't be more true. All right. He did a piece of Nick's Pizza in Bainbridge, the Bronx. Yeah. I was living up around there. I remember he did a lot of that shit. I was up there from like 94 to like, was it 94? Or yeah, it was from 92 to like 94, 95-ish, 96 or something. I remember, like I was saying before, I don't know if you just logged on with the McCorys when he did that up on, off of Jerome Avenue. I was with him, and that's after John had passed away. I was hanging out up there with him. And this guy, Blade, but not the graffiti writer, not Blade Comet, but Raymond Blade from over there in Bainbridge. Motorcycle guy, I think Savage Skull or Savage Nomad or some crazy shit. I mean, they're both important motorcycle gangs. I shouldn't be disrespectful like that. I just don't remember. It's either Savage Skulls, Savage Nomads. I don't remember. Sorry, no disrespect. That's not nice of me to do that. It was a silhouette character. What about the Charles Bronson he did? Yeah, he did that nice. Also, Ortiz, right? Yeah, Poe Park. Come on, right off of Fordham Road. Ortiz Funeral Home. Remember Carlito's Way? Oh, next stop, Ortiz. But that's Ortiz on 103rd. Same company, same funeral home company, but different locations. You had Ortiz Funeral Home. Yeah, been in there a lot too. Both of them. When they buried Sweet, the Dead End Kids, BTB, from the 6 train, big old Sweet. When he died, 103rd, I went to his wake. I was the one on 103rd, but the one up on off of Fordham and Grand Concourse Poe Park. Yeah. What was it? It used to be Kmart, Caldor at one point, that building there, and diagonally across would be Poe Park, and right there was Ortiz Funeral Home. He did that one. I was wondering when he did a lot of them things, man. He would take the spray paint. This is early on, too, and you know, he would do them things. And I'd fill in some big spaces on a couple of them. And he'd take the spray paint and we'd do blockbusters with a bunch of colors because he would do blockbusters. And then he would come later on. Actually, I found this out through Raymond, the person I was just talking about. That's the motorcycle guy, Savage Skull, Savage. He later on, he told me he was with Tracy when Tracy actually crossed that shit out. Was writing some crazy shit over it like Booger. Like some, like, oh, why would you do that? I never even asked Tracy. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that shit? That was back in the 90s, yo. Say what the fuck. Funny shit, man. I don't even know if that was true, but yeah. Like only Tracy stuff would be that. I'm like, that's some weird shit. And then he would go over it with a character. And I started thinking maybe I suck. but you know, maybe I look toy next to him or something, you know. But they could just went over it with a house paint and just don't invite me. It was a silhouette character. They were probably marks that deserved to be robbed. You see that, what you said right there, Jack Alexander? That I'm assuming you're talking about Tracy. I believe that. And I believe, you know what, one thing I do know about Tracy is he gets offended with shit like that. Like, he really did wear his emotions on his sleeve. And he, like, if someone starts to haggle with him, that's just going to fuck his whole head up. Like, he really just enjoys painting. Like I said, he sat here. I did my, hey, Bobby, come here for a minute. It's important. All right, Tracy, 168 had passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now, I was just saying on here because there was some people a few months back, and I called them. I said, this day will come. And remember when he would come over here, what would he do with you and all your friends with your skateboards and stuff like that, right? Like, did he ever charge anyone anything or nothing, right? We'll talk, man. I'm on live here. What are you squeaking about? What? You don't remember Tracy coming over here? He's a little fucking, he's a little crab, bro. You're a crab. No, but you don't want to get your voice on here? Like, you fucking, what, you don't want to be affiliated with me or something? Fucking guy, man. How do you not remember that? I got the skateboard in there. You don't remember him painting the skateboard? Man, you a fucking bullshit. He's shy, you know. What do we got here? Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, they were probably marks that deserved to be robbed. Yeah, I've seen it happen with Stay High also. Stay High 149. People wanted shit for like, he would say $10 or something. He'd have these little canvases this big, a wooden frame canvas on it. I don't know, give me $10. People would actually say, can I give you $5? Like literally. And that's probably what would happen with Tracy. You know, they'd say, oh, I've seen this with my own eyes with Stay High 149. Oh, man, can I do $5? Like it's just, you know, street fucking shit, you know. So, yo, can you do $5 and Stay High? I said, yeah, sure. And then they'll pull out a 10. Yo, you got change? You know what I mean? Or they'll pull out a amount of money and shit. And it's like, yeah, it's like just thinking, oh, someone's down in their luck and taking advantage of that point in their life is what these people do. And they like try to get shit for half nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even with me on here, a few times, I've just explained like the reason I really haven't been painting lately. I had some, oh yeah, this sky's the limit. You know, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck was this guy thinking? Like, what do you think? I'm gonna paint like a canvas or something? Like do a street sign for like $10 or something? Like, yeah, it was like the math just wasn't working and shit. And you know, it's just how people are, especially like in the gallery thing. And I know for a fact that shit used to hurt Tracy's feelings, man. That shit really did. Like, if someone would do something like that, that would fuck his head up. I've been there. I've seen it. Gallery 69, down off of Canal Street there. I remember they were exchanging words back and forth. Somehow that my name came up. And I think he wanted me to collect money or something like that. The guy, Steve, down there, Steve Cornell, owed him money or something like that. But yeah, you know, you have people out there trying. They figure, oh, someone's down on their luck or something. I could get it for cheap, or you know, like it makes them feel like they're getting over instead of actually like. I know a lot of these people are the number one thing that you'll see on their fucking page is support the artist, man, support the artists. It's all, and they're the one, you know, and they come up with these little sites and webs and stuff like that, and they sell artwork, but they really rob the artists. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it works. Like they'll be the one, oh yeah, you know, the culture and this and that. And they'll actually accuse me of being a culture vulture. I mean, well, they're the ones that are actually robbing the culture. You know, now I'm thinking about it. I actually have. I'm thinking with my son there. You know, in this thing with Tracy. You know, my son was about 5 or 6 years old, but he should remember that. He's like behind the screen here and walked away. He's shy, but I have the pictures of it. I actually have the pictures of him holding the skateboard with Tracy and his friend John Kiss, the Albanian girl he brought over here. Tracy had painted everyone's skateboards. But he had Muhammad was one of his friends that was here. His sister, I don't think she was here. Hey, he had like 5, 6 kids that decided to paint all their skateboards. I've always seen him do that. I've hung out with him in Flanagan's and seen him draw people on napkins, bartenders, a female bartender, and just giving it to her and stuff like that. You know. If not, the only other reason I could think of him in a sour note towards someone is if he honestly sat there and talked to the person while drawing the thing and has come to the conclusion that he wishes not to give it to the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe he's fallen out of his agreement. He sits there listening to these people. He says, wow, this person's an asshole. I don't want to have nothing to do with this person. I don't want to give this person my artwork. And maybe that happened. Yeah, you know, kids never want to be affiliated with the parents. That's from Jack Alexander. Um, yeah, he's just like just hardly ever even no pictures of him. Only when he was a little baby. Like he won't let me take pictures of him or nothing. Yeah, he's funny like that. Haggling with King over $5. Yeah, no, that's what they'll do. Jack Alexander, they haggle with the king over $5. Peasants, yeah, they actually look at the person like, yeah, he's down on his luck and this and that. And Stay High was really down on his luck, man. I seen him when he had a little pigeon, Joey TDS's rooftop. And Joey has a pigeon coop where he lives now, not where he's living in the projects when he was living over near the Hall of Fame, but where he's currently living, maybe way back a couple of years before Stay High passed away. He had a pigeon. Fucking thing looked like him too, man. Like it looked all sickly and shit, like it was missing feathers and stuff. It was all like messed up and shit. His pigeon. I was like, yo, Joey's like, I don't want that shit next to my pigeons. But he didn't want to be rude to him, so they built him a little thing off to the side, you know, to have his little pigeon. And he'd come up there, man, he hang out with that fucking thing for hours, man. Yeah, Stay High, 149, man. He was a trip, man. Come on, Joey. He's like, yo, fly. Fucking thing went, it's not that kind of pigeon. We're like, yo, is it a roller or what? Yo, yeah, man, crazy shit, man. That, yeah, Alto's Pizza, you hit it right on the head, man. That's the person I'm talking about. Him and a few other people, man. MPC is another one, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But it was months ago, too, that I noticed it. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? That's insane, man. But, you know, good graffiti writers normally aren't the best of people. It kind of don't go right like that, you know, like hand in hand. Like, especially if you've been doing it a long time, you have to have a couple of screws loose to be screwing around on graffiti when you're not a child anymore or a teenager, you know, and you find, I mean, people could say culture this, that, and maybe doing burners on walls or something like that. I can understand, but like just running around for pure vandalism of it, it's a selected few that would find that entertaining. It's not for everyone. You have a lot of people that would like to somehow squeeze into the genre or fit in the genre, but if you ain't out there like that and willing to like get freezing cold like we were talking about in the last episode and get chased and just like pretty much have a horrible life. I mean, I think early on I was a good catch for a woman. Have a child here from a woman. I was married to a different woman at one point. Like I said, I found love 3 times. But you know, I fucked around a lot of girls. I never cheated on a girl. I definitely fucked around a lot. I bought a lot of stuff off of Stay High, R.I.P. I love to style. Yeah, that was the good shit. I got a couple of little canvases laying around here. You know, I had and this he didn't even give me. I actually stole it from behind Bellevue Hospital. That was the thing. It had actually I gave it to Anna. It was I don't even think she knew who Stay High was. Stay High 149. But it was a wheelchair sign. It has the wheelchair, the blue guy with the wheelchair, a wheelchair access, small sign like this. And he drew on it a marker. He did the whole thing, Stay High 149. And that I actually just happened to be walking by the back of the parking lot of the Bellevue Hospital. And I saw it there. I was like, oh shit. I came back with a wrench and took that shit. He also had a couple of lampposts up there in the Bellevue. This is going back to like 2008 or 9, maybe. And I remember I gave that sign to Anna. She liked it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even think she knew who Stay High was. It's like that writer on there is a very important writer. You know, you don't fuck that up. Yeah. Tracy was actually at the hospital I work at. I saw him 3 years ago. He had problems with his foot. Always gave him my respect. Wow, you see, and I just got done saying that before you came on, Crook. That like he had grout in his feet, like they'd swell up and shit like that because he was staying in like not a hospice, but like a living facility, like a disabled, like a living facility. Yeah, like not an old people's home, but like a living. It was kind of nice. From yeah. Did I ever see the Mets and the Yankees window down? In person, I believe I have. After after it was buffed and fucked up and all. Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I think it's got a couple of different color outlines. Like it starts out red and blue or something. Yeah, the Tracy one. Yeah. I forget who he did that with. Who did he do that with? Roscoe and Nick, right? Or was it Roscoe Wildstyle and Nick? Nick won Aerosol Kings. Yeah, he used to be tight with Tracy. Nick Wildstyle before Aerosol Kings. And you had Roscoe Rosk. I used to like how he did his R's, Roscoe Rosk. Wildstyle is one of the only other crews I pushed other than 357. Like, I'm down with a lot of crews, but Wildstyle, I could show some of that in the future. Me and Lace, when we did Patrick and Plantain from SpongeBob SquarePants between Canal and Spring Street, it's gone now. They ripped down the zinc, but we did the whole shit. Big, huge blockbusters. Did Patrick, the character Patrick, and the character Plantain. Next to it, we wrote Wild Style. Actually, Lace wrote Wild Style. We both were down with Wild Style. Both down with Wanted also, me and Lace. Wanted. Ghost is down with Wanted, too. I wonder when he got down. I bet you I was probably down with Wanted before Ghost was down with Wanted. You know that? That's interesting. Let me see. What year did I get down with Wanted? 87 or 88? 87, 88, something like that. Ask Ghost. Anyone know him if he was down before me or not? But I don't know. Maybe he won't tell the truth. I don't know. Yeah, you bought 2 big canvases of Tracy, right? I was just showing you guys this, right? Look. You see that one up there, right? That Tracy. And you look in the video too. I had on. I got the Tracy on the bunch of shit in the closet there, big street signs and stuff. When the bike lanes first came out, he did that Tracy on the bike lane. I was out there stealing bike signs and shit. Well, they didn't even put them up. The bike signs, I saw them, man. They were laying there, like waiting to be pulled up. They were leaning against the truck. I grabbed that shit and ran away with it. Well, I really ran, but you know what I mean. I took it, brought it home. I let Tracy run it. The other ones I just did shit on, and I sold it on eBay. I think eBay was the thing back then. All right, I bought 2 big canvases. That's from Sally Crook. Justin Carr, Rob, I was talking to Quick RTW, and he rightly said the galleries are waiting for Tracy's generation to die so they can put the prices up. Tracy was brethren for nearly 2 years. I used to speak to him. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard about it from him. There's one dude I bump in every so often, a red hair guy that's real close with Tracy. He's not really a writer. He was telling me Tracy's progress on and over again. Strong looking dude, Irish kid from up in the Bronx. He was telling me living in like situation, but that's probably before the pandemic. Yeah, I don't know about anything during the pandemic. I think maybe once or twice on Instagram or something, he might have gotten in touch with me. What you mean, Sean? Name or the style? All right, Sean Rivera Crook, great tag. What do you mean, Sean? Name or the style? All around, Crook was the shit, man. That dude was up. Boom, Crook. TBK. Yo, on my video, do you remember doing that sign, Crook? On my video last yesterday, I dropped a video of my closet and I had the Crook TBK, the sign, the stop sign. Do you remember doing that? How many reptiles do I own? One. A Florida king snake. The rest are amphibians. I guess you probably want to know how many amphibians. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 frogs, 1 snake. All right. So yeah, 6 frogs, 1 snake. Hazy. GZ. What's up, RD? Salute from Spignaw, Michigan. All right, Michigan in the house. Crook, Justin, agreed your art's worth more than when you die. Very sad, though. Well, you know what it is? I think it's just they don't have to split the money with anyone. You know, like unless there's actually an estate. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have less partners involved in it. You know? So they can make money that way, and you have less people pulling. Like you look at the, was it the Beatles? Yeah, you look at the Beatles music. Their what do they call it? Their album, their catalog. You look at their first catalog. Right? They fucked up. They needed money. And somehow it went on the chopping block, and they told Michael Jackson, "Hey, Michael Jackson." Or catalog. No, what happened is I think the original person that owned the shit, that was like their manager or something, fucked up or died or some shit like that. And it went up for sale, and they never owned their own music. So they say, "Hey, Michael Jackson, you think you can lend us this money so we can have the rights to our own music?" Michael Jackson's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh man, why?" I'm going to buy it. So now Michael Jackson bought that music. And then he started selling it to people like Reebok sneakers. And it's like, say you want a revolution. I mean, that song was to revolt like the Vietnam War. That was like some real sentimental shit that the Beatles had created. It's like a piece of artwork. And here it's being cheapened. Michael Jackson starts using it for Reebok sneaker commercials. Say, "You want a revolution," you know, and they were like, "Yo," I remember Paul McCartney, I saw it on TV. He's like, "That motherfucker better never speak to me again." I think even after Michael Jackson had died, I still think Paul McCartney was like, "Yo, fuck that dude, man." Some grimy shit, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like it could be used however it wants to be used. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever actually owns it could use it however they want. And the actual artist might be like, "Yo, like imagine if they take like an RD blockbuster and somehow they turn it into like some gay pride flag or something." Yo, what the fuck? Yo, like that's my life, yo. You know? And I've been in contracts with that where it was like, in the wording, it's like art's likeness. Like you can't do this again, art's likeness. I'm like, yo, that's my RD tag, man. What the fuck you mean? Like I can't do RD tags no more. I can't sign that shit. You know, like in the agreements, like when you're like with clothing companies or like if they want to silk screen it. That's why you don't see me do that shit. I'm like, oh no. Oh no! Like, look, that I'll actually sit there with a paintbrush, like you've seen the shirts, and paint RDs on them and say, "Yeah, you want to buy it handmade?" No print and press, no silk screening, no companies, no nothing. Fuck that. Yeah, I'll print that shit up in my tub, in my bathtub. Yeah, yeah. I sure remember both name and style. Love them dumpsters. I agree your art's worth more when you're dead. Rachel Rivera, both name and style, love the dumpsters. I love them dumpsters from Sally Crook. Yeah, I remember that was a long time ago. I walked from my job, Sloan Catering, to your house. Bobby was a baby. Yeah. All right, Hazy, you gotta make a video on your pets, bro. That's fire. And Hazy, I've done that. No one likes them, man. People be like, man, come on, we want to hear about graffiti, man. Yeah, Justin Carr, respect to Crook. Thanks, Justin from Crook. Sean, appreciate 100%. Dan S. laughing his ass off. R.I.P. Tracy. Yeah, man. I actually found out on here with you guys, if it's even true. I don't know. Like we've said, NI, my man, NI357. I don't know if he's still on. Yeah, I used to do them big whole cars with KK357, KK1, and PK and them. I think he was the first one that was saying that, right? No, someone else said. I could go back and see. No, but he was saying that, he died like 3 times on the computer. I'm like, oh, shit, that's true. And me, myself, like after that shit with my brother, they said I was dead. Yeah, a few times. Crook, been a minute. Last time I had pizza at Ray's with CK. So Alto's Pizza. I wonder what really happened. Alto's out. You know that. My brother bumped into him a while ago, man. My brother was going up, and Alto was coming down. That wasn't even on the bid my brother's on now. My brother been in since, 2011? This was like, wow, a while ago. Yeah, he's been out for a while now. He's probably dead now, Al, right? Big Al. You ever hear what I was talking on NYC Crime Spot? That interview, that's who I'm talking about. That's the pizza parlor that I'm talking about. It told me where to sell that stolen motorcycle. Yeah, that's the fucking pizza parlor. I was out. Any of your pieces you mad you didn't get a picture of? Yeah. In hindsight, yeah, but when I was doing it, I didn't give a fuck. But yeah. No, Justin Carr, Alpo was murdered, but we're talking about Alto, no? I knew Alpo also. Someone was saying that Alpo. I don't want to get into it. I saw any of your pieces you mad you didn't get pictures of. Yeah. There's one whole car I did. I actually had pictures of it, but I lost. Back then we'd take a picture, take a picture. Well, not me, but actually the pictures might still be around. KK's brother could probably get me copies of. I think he took them. It was the RD without holes in the RD blockbuster. It just had the straight line through it. It's the one they wrote Rag. It's on the internet. I think it's in that Revs book, the book that Revs put out. But there was better shots of it straight on. I think KK's brother Pete, Sticker King Pete. I think he might have pictures of Van or someone like that. But yeah, that one I had connectables of it. I forget who took them. Someone in my circle, like maybe Lace or someone like that, or Sash or some shit, took them and gave me copies of them. And then I lost the last one or two of my D. So you just see R and like 1/3 of the D or something like that. But it was the whole side of the train. Alpo was murdered. They closed the spot. Yeah, that spot's been gone for a while. It was a Popeyes for a while. Whatever that place is now, before the pandemic, I went in there and bought a sandwich, man, and that shit was nasty, man. I didn't even eat it. Like, I was fucked up, man. It became like a deli. I don't know what it is now. And it looked like a high-end deli, like little corn muffins and shit like that, little piece of ginseng and flowers and stuff, But yeah, that shit was nasty, man. It was a Popeyes for a while. Yeah. Even the Citibank's gone, man. And Justin Carr, Alpo was murdered. Yeah, he was murdered on Halloween, right? Big Al, I used to see the deals going down in the back behind the. I remember on New Year's, man, they would fucking keep that place open. Like that place is technically like an after hours. I remember going in there geeked up, man. I'd be coming from Andrew's house, sniffing and shit, going in there and shit, trying to get like a little shot of some liquor or something, calm me down or something, you know. When I wind up getting high more and shit, doing a bunch of coke and shit. I'd just drink a bottle of cough medicine. That's even before all that lean shit would come out. I'd steal a bottle of NyQuil. I'd go home. Oh, those were the days. Yeah. Oats, FTFSU, fuck shit up. Altos, they robbed that city back on New Year's. Yeah. You heard of that psychedelic toad, Bufo? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the Colorado river toad. What time is it? Yeah, it's getting late. RD, what's the deal, my guy? You said you grew up in the Upper East Side. I thought only the wealthy could afford to live up there. And that's mental P. Yeah, that's where I grew up. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now. The wealthiest, richest neighborhood on the face of this earth, man. Any other questions? What else is going on? Acer, that's when the coke was real skill. Blast and you don't sleep. Yeah. That's from Acer. What's up, man? I haven't seen you around in a while, man. Alto's Pizza, someone cut through the floor from the apartment above the bank. Probably Jimmy Jensen's apartment. Nah, he was long gone by then. He was gone before that Citibank was even there. His father still lived there, but he wound up. He was on. Yeah, he was on death row. He's probably passed away by now. I'm good, RD. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm fine, man. Can't complain. The world's fucked up. I'm good. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, man. Seems like we're running out of comments here, all right? Take care of yourselves, man. Yo, if Tracy did pass away, that's sad, man. Rest in peace. Like I said, it's the first I'm hearing on here. Yeah. All right, guys, have a good one, man. Don't forget, man, you can see in my description, you got my Patreon and my Buy Me a Coffee stuff there. It used to be a Greek diner, Acropolis. Yeah, I remember that. There was also one on 79th Street. They killed that mobster guy on First Avenue, I remember. Acropolis, 79th, First, near the NA meetings and the church. And there was a Citibank, too, on the other side of the street from there, too. There was some guy, I forget. So we got to get Brother Bice on here, man. He's all Greeked out. N.I., all them dudes from Queens. I bet you N.I.'s a Greek. Yo, N.I., you still on here? Yeah, rest in peace, Tracy, 168. Definitely. Woo-woo. Yeah. Do I remember Joe's Diner? I remember Joe's Pub. There's Paul's Diner. Like 18th or 19th. I was just talking about that place the other day. And then you have Paul's Palace. You have Junior's actually on 19th. Paul's Palace. Paul's Burger Palace is on 8th Street. 8th, 7th, and 8th and 2nd. And then you used to be able, they used to have paper on all the walls. You could do graffiti on them, catch tags and stuff. I've known Paul a long time. His brother, too. Yeah, my mistake, Paul's. Yeah, Paul's Burger Palace, right, downtown. I got not far from me. I got the Jackson Hole. You get the Balduni burger, mushroom burgers. That's good shit, man. With the mushrooms on them. Oh, yeah, big old Balduni burger. Yeah, Paul's. You have a bunch of them. It was just one Paul's downtown. It's still there too. I had a burger in there about a month or two ago. You just showed JC stuff from your closet last night. Yeah, I was just showing that. And now I come on here and I just hear on here that you passed away. Everyone's like, yo, rest in peace, Tracy. I'm like, wow, that's sad. Yeah, that's crazy shit. I've known him a long fucking time, man. Good dude too, man. I've actually wrote graffiti with him too. He got arrested when I was writing graffiti. He was biting in the cops. They beat his ass. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, normally when I hear someone over this, that, and, when I'm in situations, I always see, I always just, you got me. Cuffs are on me and all. I'm just mellow, yellow and shit. Just trying to get before a judge and get the fuck out of there, these people start ranting and raving, and the cops start beating on them. Tracy was one of them dudes, man, for real. I'll tell you about that one day, man. That was funny. Then they break into his fucking car. I didn't do that. I mean, he was right. He knew we had something to do with that. There's Monty, and you Greek? They told me to tell you the 28th, that's happening, a Halloween party down by where you used to live on Broadway and 35th at the Tippin' Inn. Yo, I'll be there, man. You're talking about Broadway 35th in Astoria, right? In Queens. See, I'm thinking Broadway 35th, like, yeah, I'll be there, like in Manhattan, because Broadway 35th. And Ripe used to work over there at 34th Street. That's Ripe if he knows, man. Ripe, man, that dude was my bombing partner for like 3-4 years straight, man. Fuck yeah, we were tearing them fucking shits up. That's when I was doing fill-ins. I did fill-ins for like 3 years straight with Ripe. Ripe, Nash, OA. Yeah, me and Ripe were putting it in, man. I was one of my best bombing partners when it came to subways was Ripe. A lot of people don't know that. I hardly ever hear anyone ask me about Ripe at all, man. That dude was a fill-in fucking fiend. You had Ripe from Queens, right? Astoria. And you had AI, right? From Kings Highway out in Brooklyn. I remember Ripe was always trying to compete with AI and get up more than AI. And me and Nash were like, nah, you don't got it. AI got you, just to keep getting Ripe to go and go and go. But I do believe AI really did have more than Ripe, in my personal opinion. AI, if he's even around, probably didn't even know he was in competition with Ripe. Like, oh, I was just doing me. But yeah, Ripe used to really try and get that AI. Remember AI with Zane, ZE? Yeah. KSW, King Smoking Weed or something like that from, what is that, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn or something? I don't know. I'm bad with Brooklyn. But yeah, them dudes were tearing it up for a hot minute. And I remember they weren't crossing each other out. AI, KSW, and Ripe, and them, they didn't have beef. It's just Ripe was trying to get up like AI, trying to get up as much as him, trying to get the line. And you had OA up there too, but OA was up on a lot of crazy lines, man. Nash, OA. Like, he wasn't just hitting that shit. Nash was all over the fucking place. Ripe and them were just concentrating on like the B's and the D's, the A's, and you know what I mean? Like the double R's, where Nash, OA, he was doing the 2s to 5s. He was getting all some IRTs in there. He wasn't even fucking around with me up at the 6s. He was getting the R's, the N's, B's, the D's, the A's, the C's. Yeah, OA was really going, like, spreading it out good, man. OA, Nash, man. Richie. There he is. Yo, Monty, so you Greek or what? Well, we were just talking about it. The Greek diner on 68. I was like, all them dudes out there. I know Bice is a Greek, right? Bice is Greek. I'm saying that shit like I'm against Greeks or something. Yo, Greeks are my people, man. Like the Greeks. Yeah, all my friends are Greek. John was Greek. Well, his father was Greek. He had Greek diners. John Zavolis. He was Greek. Rest in peace. His mother was Irish. Chox also is Greek. I believe his mother was Irish too, and the father was Greek. Bias, a lot of Greeks, man. Nikki Side with Spawn, GNR, Greeks and Rastas. I'm still here. Monty, you used to have the apartment over there, no? Yeah, on 38th and Broadway, where the Blockbuster movie rental place used to be. Yeah, I had an apartment over there. It was above the locksmith, Abby Locks. Yeah, I used to have an apartment there. Yep. That's what we're talking about, right? Felons Inn used to be across the street from me, where they would do the gambling upstairs, the OTB, off-track betting. Yeah, I lived right across the street from there. Yeah. I was above the locksmith. Well, then people are probably dead. That lady was like 90-something years old when I was fucking renting that place. Close on. How old is your snake? Who's this? Harvey guy again or what? No, you guys are weird, man. Over here talking about my snake. On my last video, when I'm cleaning out my closet, you people are talking about my ass. I mean, what the fuck is up with you guys, man? How old is your snake? This Florida King snake right here, I got it maybe 4 months before the, A-Life. If you look up the A-Life video, with me when they did the T-shirts, the A-Life, you'll see that same snake in my hand. It's like this big. Now it's like 4.5 feet long. It's in this tank right next to me here. About 9 years now, probably about 9.5 years old or something. They live 25 years. In captivity, about 12, 15 years. But in captivity, they can live about 20, 25 years sometimes. Some people push them into almost 30. Now, my African bullfrog, which is my pixie bullfrog, I had him since Christmas Day, last Christmas Day, 2023, 2022. So 2023, Christmas Day will be a year old, and he's already like this big. And you get big. He can fit in like a baseball cap. Right now. When I got him, he was the size of a quarter. I also have the Brazilian horn frog. He's about a year and a half. And then I got my Indonesian wax frog. About 4 or 5 months since he's had a tail. In other words, since it was like a tadpole. And the Australian wax frog. Yeah, probably about the same. And then my tomato frogs down below. Yeah, they're a couple of months old each. They're real cool. They're bright orange. They excrete this like white milky substance. It's like crazy glue. It's like if an animal tries to eat them, literally locks their jaw up. It's like glue, but like fucking crazy glue. Like if you go like this, look, oh shit, they'll squeeze out the shit. You won't be able to bite down. Like it locks up everything. You put that shit on your finger, it's like I've had it, and it's not that hard. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to touch frogs at all with your bare hands because of like chemicals and excretions, and oils, and even salts from your body. They excrete fluids. So you should always wear a rubber glove and even wet them with like a natural, like a spring water. And you go like that, and the white stuff comes off. And you just go, like it hard. It's like glue. It's like adhesive, like instantly. Like as quick as blood turns red, bro. It's like, and that shit, it's like this. Like you'll feel it resist, but it's not like you feel like you're gonna fucking rip the skin off your fingers like crazy glue or nothing like that. But yeah, you'll notice it. Like wow, she's kind of strong. Hey, look, Monty and I see he's a Greek. Hey, I like the story with you and Tommy went out to the Bronx one night when the cops raided you guys. Yeah, that was a bad one. He got away, man. Tommy got away. I actually got caught. That's one of my arrests for writing graffiti. I actually got caught. I think me and him went up there and actually got away once. But you know what it was? I had the Sixers smashed, man, smashed. I had every single car like 10 times over. I was turning that shit into like wallpaper, man. I fucking just like had that shit. The only people I weren't going over was fucking like the dead end kids, like Sweet, Bass, JR, CR, Tony, people like that. Are the only people I ain't fuck with because those are my peeps. The rest of them, I was going over all that shit, man. I ain't give a fuck. I had ceilings, everything. I started writing on the maps. I started breaking out. Like towards the end, I was like, fuck it, I ain't coming up here no more. There's no reason to. Like, I'm starting to see other lines are actually getting cleaned up at this point. I think I'm literally getting raided. Like, I go up there 10 times, I get raided like 7 fucking times. You know, like you see, we're just talking about with Ripe. I actually got caught. It's one of the only times I've ever got caught. That's when I was 18 years old. I got caught, and I was with Ripe. Nash was with me. Sayer was with me, and I don't think Smalls was there. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I got caught. And the time before that, I was like 13 years old. Yeah, it was like 84 or something like that. 83. And, yeah, they pulled up my whole arrest when I got arrested in 2017. The media, they put it in the newspaper. All that shit. But yeah, it was like I was like 13, and then I was like 18. And then I didn't get caught again until I was like 50. Yo, that's a fucking wrong run, right? But yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy. I was telling them too. The first thing before, because see, I was smashed them Sixers. I had them shits destroyed. I was like, fuck it, I ain't got ain't no. I don't want no one else to come up here after me. And like I said, I already saw the end coming. Like at that point, like the floors were already all clean and shit. I'm like, done with this shit. Like I've been hitting the Sixers since like 4 or 5 years straight. I'm like, this shit's dead. Like I'm like done. I would always come back up. Actually, I let off for about a year. But yo, I went up there, I just destroyed that shit. I started kicking out windows and like pissing in the conductor's boots and shit like that, and just fucking the place up, ripping out posters, and to burn the place on purpose. So the cops will watch it and they'll lock someone up if they come up there and try and fuck around with my shit. I didn't want to know when to get that line. So I burnt the fuck out of it, man. So I'm hanging out with like Ripe and Nash and you know, I'm like, yo, where are we gonna go to now? Yo, let's go here. Yo, you know, they had all these good spots, and all I had was the Sixes, and I burnt the fuck out of that shit, you know. So they're like, yo, where you want to go? Like, yo, let's go to Grant, like the Halsey, like all these crazy places. I would even jump around like Franklin Avenue shuttles. Well, that place I actually stumbled upon when I was going out to Brighton Beach, which I used to hit with them too. Brighton Beach, and between the two park sets, you could go 50, 60 cars. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, yeah, we would go off down there, all like so many different fucking places, church, Fort Hamilton. Like, yo, we were hitting all types of crazy shit, man. I don't even know half the places they were bringing me to, right? Like Nash especially. Nash would bring me to all types of weird layups, like something. I didn't even know if I was in Brooklyn or Queens half the fucking time. Yeah, I just knew it was a hatch. I'll pop out that shit. I'll go for mine. I'll figure it out when I get there. You know, pretty much anywhere you are, you can pretty much look and find the Statue of Liberty. It might be this big, but you can look and say, okay, there's 34th Street. I'll head that way, you know. There's always like a big landmark that'll be in your face, like the World Trade Center or something like that, you know. Some big clock out there in fucking Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn or something. You know, you always got something to keep an eye on. But yeah, we used to go right all over the place. So, you know, like I said, we're tearing up all these crazy lines, like subway lines I wouldn't even write on. Like I normally just hang out in Manhattan. I just buy my weed uptown. I go downtown. I hang out in the park with my people. We rob shit, steal shit, sell it. And I'm hanging out with these guys. They're showing me all these crazy new layups and shit all out in Queens and Brooklyn and God the fuck knows where, man. I'm hitting all these crazy shit, you know. So now it's almost like time for me to bring something to the table, you know. I'm like, yeah, where we gonna go? So like, yeah, Rob, what's going on with them Sixes, man? You know, like you've been holding out on us. I'm like, no, it's burnt. And they're like, yeah, but you're getting up on them things, you know. It can't be that burnt. And I'm like, no. All right. I'm like, all right, we can go. We went up there, boy. They chased us. Fuck it out of it. You know, I swear I told Ripe, man, he's still alive. He's out there, like you said, Halloween, we're gonna have that party, right? 35th on Broadway. Yeah, we there. But yeah, I told him, I said, yo, because just every time I got raided up there so much, it's like I knew what they checked. Like they would always check the graveyard with like floodlights and shit like that. There's like a little graveyard up there and like some other shit. And it's like they always checked that. And that was a nice spot. When you wanted to do an outside like a Blockbuster or something, that was the place to do it because there's no windows across from you to actually see you, so they could call the cops and say, "Hey, someone's on the train tracks writing graffiti at the graveyard. They're all dead." That was a good spot. But the road in the back, the cops come up on that, and it's a hill, and they could look down on it. And at that point, the windows of the subway, it's an outdoor layup. First off, I should probably make that clear. It's an outdoor layup, elevated, just like Astoria layup, elevated, exactly like Astoria layup. Same like buildings even outside, like 1-2 story houses type. Same type of layups out in Brooklyn too. Same, I guess, New York City style outdoor layups. They all pretty much have them little 3-family houses or something like that along there. Little stores, 1-family of houses, warehouses, shit like that. You know, it's all pretty much low-leveled stuff. But on the top apartments, sometimes they're looking like this, right out at the train. The train's 20 feet away from their fucking window, maybe 50 feet away, straight across from their window, you know. They see how they got it. Over the graveyard, you didn't have to worry about that. If the cops would still come zooping down. But I told Ripe. I told them all, actually. Everyone was like, that was stupid of me, too. I brought like 4 or 5 people with me. All right, guys, you talked me into it. Let's go to 6s. The whole way up there, I'm like, okay, this is what you got to do. You stay to the side like this and walk up on it. I was like, when the train goes by, you have to get down. This ain't no shit like out there in Brooklyn, out in Queens, man. This ain't that bullshit, man. You have to get down. When I say down, down. Because we're doing insides. I'm like, yo, they don't fuck around up here. They got this Vandal Squad shit, man. This is some real shit. It's called the Pelham Bay Graffiti Squad, man. And whatever you do, I told them, whatever you do not go in the graveyard. Do not go there. You will be caught. I see them. They come with floodlights. They come and they shine. You'll be exposed. There's only a couple of trees in there. It's a small graveyard. It's disrespectful to hide behind a tombstone. You know, like, I was like, please don't go in the graveyard. I'm telling you, these guys don't fuck around. They're the Pelham Bay Graffiti Squad. They're like, Graffiti Squad? I'm like, yeah, this shit is real, man. This ain't no bullshit. This ain't no nickel bag funk from out in Brooklyn and all that bullshit out in Queens, man. I've been fucked with all you guys shit. This is a whole new level. I told them that shit, yo. Yo, ask them, man. They're live, man. You asked them. I gave them the whole fucking riot act, man. The whole way up. And then you're talking from 59th Street to all the way up to like Pelham and shit, like Middletown Road and all that shit. The whole way up. I'm like, okay. No, like at this point, they're like, yo, dude, man. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, man. It's like, we're going to get raided. It's going to happen. It's just, you got to be on point and we'll be okay. And like, they're like, what are you talking? Like, these guys, like, they didn't even know about raids. They had it so easy out in Queens and shit like that. They didn't even know about the type of shit I was fucking talking about. And they didn't realize because I knew what I did up there. Like, anyone will tell you, I destroyed the insides of them 6s like no one else, man. I had that shit like RD, all the way down to the floor. Sometimes even on the fucking floor. I fucked them things up so bad. Then I was hopping around, breaking all the windows and pissing on the conductor's fucking the fucking handles of the seats that they drive in. right on the fucking window the guy's got to look at it. Like, I wanted to burn the place. I know it's a dick move. I was young. You know, I tell you, I was like, yo, please listen, you guys got to understand. I ain't fucking with you. I was like, yo, the trains are all painted white, and the lights come beaming out. The lights on the insides are on, and the trains are all white. It's all darkness except for the fucking street lamps about 50 feet away. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's like fucking like we were saying before, like a silhouette. You stand out. And even if you're on the white train like this, there's no darkness. It's just tracks, trees, everything's far out. I was like, you like literally in the middle of fucking Yankee Stadium baseball game and shit. Like, you know, that's how that shit was. Like, it was lit like that, man. I ain't fucking around. And even when we got off the train and looked at it, it even looked more lit than normal. You know, I don't remember it being this lit. Come on, guys. They're like, that's when it kind of dawned on him, like, oh, this shit is kind of wild, yo. It's like bright white trains. It's lit up like my room, man. Like, what do you do? I was like, I don't know. Just run up to them and start writing on them. Like, that's your plan? What? It works for me. So, yeah, we went up there. We hit about 20, 30 cars. All of a sudden, it's like, yo, I see something over there. I see something. I'm like, yo, we got to go. They're like, what? Like, you know, I'm like, oh, come on. Boom. And it just, they were all down below. They were already on the tracks and everything. We literally hung them off the fucking top of that shit. I was like, yo, come on. I ran. I hugged up off that shit. I said, boom. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. Dude, literally, like, yo, they're like, yo, did Rob just jump off the fucking elevator platform? I'm like, yo, it's a van. Come on. Come on. They're coming, yo. Come on. They're like looking down, like, huh? And it was like, they're climbing down and shit. Yo, they got bagged. We all got bagged. Ripe ran into the fucking graveyard and got away. Yeah, that motherfucker got away. I was like, yo, do not go in the graveyard. Stay out of the graveyard. You will get caught. If you go in that graveyard, you're going to get busted. Trust me, as sure as the sun is rising tomorrow, you're going to get busted. And, yo, he went in the graveyard and got away. And I was like, yo, why'd you go in the graveyard? He's like, I had nowhere else to go. Like, after, like, you know, we meet back up. He's like, I couldn't go nowhere else. The cops were everywhere. I was like, yo, I told you. But, yeah, I swear, as soon as I was like, you know, it's like, you ever see a deer? And it's like an antelope in Africa. And it's like there's a lion praying up on it. You'll see his little ears like twitch, and it'll be like, like, whoop. Like, that's what I did. I was like, I just heard one cling. I was like, come on, we gotta go. It's like, oh, what? Wait, yo, my mark. I'm like, dude, come on, let's go, let's go, go. Come on. It was like, too late. We were too late. There was too many people. You see, I used to hit that shit by myself. I climb right out that shit, lay down on top of the train. Let them motherfuckers walk all over the place. You know what I mean? They didn't go look up there. And even if they do, I just start boogieing. I was like a jaguar. Yeah, back then, 18 years old, 19 years old, I was like a fucking jaguar, man. Damn. That's how I do it. I just run a couple of feet, like 2-3 cars up from them, and then zoom in between cars and look at them. Okay, it looks clear here. And I go under the piece where it's like the two pieces to go from one car to the next car. It's like the hump of the train. I go under that to the other side, lay right on my back like this, and look up and down. I say, okay, slip out that way and start boogieing. Then, boom, they'd start coming from the next set of trains, coming right at you. Oh, shit. Turn around, start going. That's how it was up there, man. Yo, they weren't ready for that shit. Well, Ripe was, man, but yeah, we got bagged. I was bitch. I was like, damn. They're like, yo, man, you could have just told us the shit was burnt. I was like, yo, that's what I've been telling you fucking guys, man. Like, you guys thought I was holding out on you, man. But, yo, that shit is burnt. Like, duh. You know, but, yeah, we didn't get no trouble. I don't even think I ever went back to court for that shit. I think, yeah, I got out the system. I never even went back. They probably still got a bench warrant for that shit. But what was there else? Yeah, Cost also. Cost, KRT. We were going up there. I brought him up too. I was like, yo, come on, man. Let's get some sixes. You know, he was actually asking, like, yo, them sixes, man, this, that. And it's a line he didn't have. Yo, come on, I'll get you up there. That's before I was like breaking windows and shit, act like an asshole. Yeah. I'd even cut the fucking emergency brake things. Like, you cut the ropes off them and shit, and then they have to fucking bring them, you know, like a 007, like a pocket knife. Yeah, and then they have to bring them into the services and shit. Like, you could pry it, like there's like a loop with the wire, and if you pry it, you can actually break off the little like wooden loop on it. Man, I was doing all types of dick shit just to actually like make the police look at that place. And it was like 3-4 months later, and like, it was about 5, maybe half a year later, I go up there and get busted, man. I went up there with Cost too, and it was like all the lights were out, and I was like, like, that's too good to be true, you know? And I said, fuck it, man. We'll figure it out. Like, if the cops are going to be up there and it's always the lights are on and they're always up there anyway, they're going to be up there when the lights are out too, you know? But I said they would rather sit in when the lights are on. They could read the newspaper, you know, do a crossword puzzle or something. I mean, it was before cell phones and stuff like that. So I figured, why would they want to sit in the dark? Like, they kind of have that option, right? I said, I think we're good. But we were up there fucking around. I don't know. I think we got about 20 cars. All of a sudden, the lights went on. I was like, come on, we got to go. Come on. Yo, come on. Yo, let's go. And we got away, man, of course. We didn't get bagged. But yeah, that shit was Yo, I swear, every time I go up there, I had that shit like clockwork. It's like you know, you ever see, what is it? Yeah, man, that shit was crazy. I knew exactly. I was like, oh, man, okay. Like, if the lights went on, it'd be like, oh, fuck, man. You got to get down. It's the first thing. Because they'll look straight through. And it's straight. Like, you could look from one car, and you could see almost to all 10 cars. Just straight. Especially if the train, like, tracks are on a straightaway. Yeah, they could look through. And if you don't get down, they see you. They'll just be like, okay, he's 4 cars ahead of me. And this and that, and they come up on you. They just keep. It's really just about eyes, man. Eyes and walkie talkies back then. Yeah, eyes and walkie talkies. Yeah, and they would drive around in like Pintos or like Vegas, like these little hatchback cars, like some shit that looked like it was impounded or something. Like they weren't in like Grand Furies or none of that shit back then, man. Impalas and stuff now. Let's see. You guys have been going off here. What do you feed the pixie frog? The pixie frog ate a thawed out rat, about a medium-sized rat the other day. What was the trick with the trash bag to help you hide from the trains? I was trying to tell my homie about that the other day. When you're in the tunnels with a black garbage bag, you just have it. You poke a hole in it, pop your head out. Like see this pillowcase? It fits a bag. You would rip a hole here, and a hole here. Make it like a schmuck. So you got a hole here like this shirt, a hole here, and a hole here. When the train comes, I used to do this too when I was doing the pit in Queensbridge. And when the train comes by, you just duck down and you put it like that. And you look like a bag of garbage. Yeah, you literally look like a bag of garbage. A 50-gallon bag, a big plastic bag, and the train's moving fast. That's how I wanted to do that 3 on that bend up to 110th Street Cathedral, I think it is, on the 3 line. It's like from Central Park where it bends around, and there's like no clearance or anything like that. I was thinking about using that method also under the East River there, but it's just no clearance. It's not a good idea for that spot. But the 3, you could get away with it. Because train don't really boogie too fast because it's on such a turn. And you just look like a bag of garbage. Yeah. You put your head in, like a turtle. You tuck your head in, your sleeves and your arms to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Train just goes right by. It just sees a black garbage bag. You just think it's a bag of garbage. Jay, did you ever make sweet love to Lady Pink? Nope, never did. I don't know. I think that one was ugly. Did I ever catch writers doing satanic shit in the tunnels, rituals in the tunnels? No. I've seen assholes that try to do that shit in their graffiti, like revs and shit like that, You can't people, like, I've seen some weird, stupid shit in the tunnels that's kind of like that, like satanic stars and goats and shit like that, like drawings of them. At the girders I have. And that's from Spotty Bomb. We ever gotten lost in a subway tunnel? No. You guys ask me that all the time. How do you get lost in a subway tunnel? That way and that way. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I've been saying that for 20 minutes now? Yeah, shit. I said that actually 40 minutes ago, right? It was 10:40 something when I looked at my clock. Now it's 11:20. It was 10:47. I was saying, good night, guys. All right, take care of yourselves, all right, people? Have a good one. Tracy, rest in peace. Yeah, that's if it's true. It's a sad way to find out here on this thing, but all right, guys.